The pencil kills. Oh man, remember that story from the first movie? Viggo Tarasov telling his idiot son how John Wick once killed 3 guys in a bar with a pencil?
I once saw him kill 3 men in a bar with a pencil. With a fucking pencil.
Well, in chapter 2, we finally get to see it. 2 assassins corner John in a subway station thinking they've got the drop on him. Big mistake. He shoots the first killer with the other guy's own gun, then jams a pencil into his throat. The second guy? John fixes his dental work by stabbing a pencil through his mouth like he's flossing with wood. Then he rams it into the poor dude's ear, twists, and finishes with a spinal stab. Blood everywhere, gurgling sounds, and just like that, they're down. John straightens his suit and walks away. Classic Wick, turning off his supplies into nightmares. Horse versus motorcycle. John's excommunicado, every assassin wants him dead, and he ducks into some stables. Suddenly, mercs storm in. No guns, no problem. Wick uses the horses as weapons. First guy gets kicked square in the chest, ribs snap like twigs. Second guy? John positions him right behind a horse, 1 hoof to the face, instant lights out. Then comes the third unlucky bastard. John ropes him by the neck, hops on a horse like a cowboy, and drags him across the stable floor before slamming him into a metal gate. Those guys learned the hard way. Don't mess with John Wick around animals. Now it gets crazier. On the Verrazzano Bridge at night, ninjas on motorcycles chase John. Guns? Too boring. These guys pull out katanas. John ducks under 1 slash, rips a rider off his bike, crash. Another jumps onto his horse with a sword. Bad idea. John blocks, flips the blade, and buries it in the ninja's chest. 1 rider gets his arm sliced off, tumbling into traffic. Another takes a kick to the face, bike spins into a guardrail, explodes. The last guy, John leaps onto his bike mid-chase and stabs him through the helmet. Horse versus motorcycles? Yeah, horse wins. The Continental Assault. By now, the High Table has deconsecrated the Continental. That means war. Armored goons storm the lobby, bulletproof suits and all. Winston hands John a shotgun loaded with slugs. First shot, boom! Armor cracks like paper, guy flies back into a pillar. Another charges, John trips him and unloads into his chest, folding him like tinfoil. Meanwhile, Sharon the concierge is casually blowing helmets apart with surgical precision. Upstairs, it's total chaos. Glass rooms, bodies flying through windows, automatic fire lighting up the night. 1 enforcer sneaks behind John, bad move. Wick spins, blasts his knees out, and finishes with a clean headshot. By the end, the Continental looks like a war zone. The High Table's elites? Swiss cheese. Professional courtesy. Now let's rewind to Rome. After killing Gianna D'Antonio, John runs into her bodyguard, Cassian, played by Common. And unlike most assassins, this guy's actually good. They exchange gunfire at a fountain, then sneakily shoot suppressed pistols at each other in a crowded subway. Hilarious but tense. But the real showdown happens on the train. Brutal hand-to-hand combat. Cassian stabs John in the leg. Ouch. But John flips it, stabs Cassian right in the heart. Instead of finishing him, Wick leaves the knife in, saying, "Consider this professional courtesy." Translation: pull it out and you bleed out. Leave it and maybe you live. Savage. The knife fight. One of the bloodiest fights in the whole series. John's cornered in an antique weapons shop. Guns jam. So it's knives. It starts clumsy. Wick throws knives, they hilariously bounce off. But then he gets serious. A blade to the thigh. 1 guy gets it in the armpit. Another takes a knife straight to the eye socket. John pushes until it pops out the back. Finally, Wick hurls an axe across the room, landing in a dude's forehead with a sickening thud. By the end, the room's covered in broken glass and dead bodies. These idiots brought fists to a knife fight and got turned into human pincushions. Dragon's Breath. And finally, the masterpiece. Paris, Chapter 4. John storms an apartment building with a Dragon's Breath shotgun. For those who don't know, Dragon's Breath rounds literally spit fire. From above, the camera follows like a video game. John blasts a guy, he bursts into flames screaming as the room catches fire. Another gets roasted mid-step, body crumbling into ash. 3 more rush him, John incinerates the hallway, turning it into a furnace. 1 poor soul gets his leg lit up, flames crawling up his body until he collapses, charred alive. The last guy hides behind a wall. Bad idea. Wick blasts through it, fire tearing him apart. By the time he reloads, the place looks like hell itself. The High Table's men weren't just killed, they were barbecued. So yeah, John Wick doesn't just kill, he creates art. From pencils to horses to fire-spitting shotguns, every fight is a masterpiece of brutality. Which kill was your favorite? Drop it in the comments, and remember, if John Wick can kill you with a pencil, imagine what he can do with a stapler.